We will be focusing on a spinal vinyasa, very simple to follow. If you just take each posture one by one without forcing yourself into the poses. You can start off in Virasana, so seated on your haunches with your buttocks resting on your heels, lengthening into the spine, and make sure that you're not protruding the rib cage but pulling your ribs back into your spine, and then gently rolling your shoulders back and down, opening up into the chest, extending upwards into the crown of the head, and then gently aligning your head over the spinal column so that it feels as though your head is just floating above the spinal cord. Allow yourself to turn your palms upwards, joining your index finger and your thumb to touch. Allowing your lips to lightly rest upon each other as you focus on your breath, nose breathing only. As you inhale, you're going to feel your belly expand as though you're filling a balloon with air. And on the exhalation, you're going to pull your belly in towards your spine, breathing out of the nose. Focusing on your breath, slowly inhaling, completely exhaling. Take your time, no rush. Allow this one to be your last deep inhalation and a complete exhalation. And when you are ready, you're going to slowly release your chin down towards your chest, lengthening into the back of the neck. On the next inhalation, to rotate your head over to the right and back, visualizing yourself drawing a huge circle with your chin. And when you're ready, you're going to reverse over to the opposite side. Bring your head back to the center on the in-breath. And again, just rolling your shoulders back and down to open up into the heart center. Allowing your head, your left ear to tip towards your left shoulder as you extend into the right hand. Feeling a beautiful stretch along the right side of your neck. Bring your head back to the center, breathing in. And on the next exhalation, dropping your right ear towards your right shoulder and extending into your left hand. Bring yourself back to center. Taking in a nice slow deep in-breath. And on the exhalation, slide your hands towards your knees as you start to round into your back. Chin will naturally move towards your chest. Inhale, lifting the breastbone up, lift the chin up and pull the shoulder blades towards each other. Breathe in, bring yourself to center and exhale, round into your back. Inhale, popping the chest through the arms and rolling the shoulders back and down and gazing towards the ceiling. Exhale, let's round into our back. And inhale, open up. Bring yourself back to your center. Allow yourself to move on to all fours now. Hands are stacked underneath the shoulders. Adjust your knees so that your knees are underneath your hips. And spread your fingers wide. Allowing yourself to release the tension in the feet. You're going to lift your feet away from the floor and you're going to rotate your feet. 3 times in one direction. And it's normal to hear pops, clicks and cracks. And when you're ready is to reverse 3 times in the opposite direction. Allow yourself to release the feet down to the floor and gently ease your buttocks towards your heels. And when you're ready is to extend your arms forward, resting your forehead down towards the floor. Allow yourself to rest in the child pose, and when you're ready you're going to inhale and you're going to come up onto all fours and push your tummy to the floor, gaze towards the ceiling. Exhale, make sure your hands are underneath your shoulders and round into your back. Inhale, legs open up, tummy moves to the floor, chin up. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, legs round into the back. One more time. Happy cat. Breathe in. Exhale into your angry cat. Bring yourself back to your center now and step your hands slightly forward. Can you see one hand is in front, stacked in front of the other hand. Bring the other one in alignment and ease your hips forward. Lower your pelvis to the floor as you gently roll your shoulders back and down, and remind yourself to gently squeeze the buttocks to protect the base of the spine. Tuck your elbows in towards your ribs and consciously pull the shoulders away from your ears. Breathe in, you're going to come back to all fours. As you exhale, you're going to pull back, just warming up your body. Breathe in, let's come back to all fours. And exhale, easing the pelvis towards the ground. Pause here for a moment and draw your shoulders away from your ears. Breathe in and exhale. Last one. Breathe in, you're going to come back up. As you're inhaling deeply, you're going to let your pelvis move to the floor. Shoulders back and down. Now remain here. And depending on the flexibility of your spine, you're either going to keep your arms nice and straight and let the pelvis sink towards the floor. Alternatively, if you have any pressure in the lower back, bend your elbows into a baby cobra. Pull the shoulders away from the ears and push down with the tops of your feet. Lift your kneecaps up and tighten up the thigh muscles. Hold it there. Hold it in that baby cobra. Breathing slowly and deeply in through the nose and gently out of the nose. Exhale to release. Counter pose. Breathe in onto all fours and exhale back to your child pose. Now some of you may be able to rest the forehead onto the floor, and some of us battle. If you battle, stack your hands, make fists with the hands, one fist on top of the other, and then gently rest your forehead onto your hand. Feel the release into your lower back. Take your time and connect with the breath. Slowly inhaling and feeling the whole of your back expand. And on the exhalation, feel the back body contract. Good. When you're ready, we're going to inhale and we're going to come back up onto all fours. Again, check that your knees are underneath your hips, tops of the feet to the floor. Step your hand, one hand at a time, about a hand distance in front, yet keeping your hands shoulder width apart. Focus on spreading your fingers wide apart and almost feel like you're gripping your mat with the fingertips. Then you want to almost create a space between the floor and the palms of your hands as you push down into the base of your hands. Then I want you to imagine that you're lifting up and out of your wrists as your arms are nice and strong. And you're pulling your shoulders away from your ears. You're broadening into your back, and then we're going to tuck the toes under, and we're only going to go up into a baby dog stretch. So you're going to raise the knees off the ground, pull your chest towards your thighs and get your ears between your arms. Hold it there. In your own time, you can gently start straightening the legs and even walk out the legs to warm up the hamstrings and the calf muscles. And while you're doing that, focus on lifting the tailbone up to the ceiling Broaden into your upper back and pull your shoulders towards your back pockets. Relax your head, even if it means that you move your head around, releasing that tension in the neck. And then when you're comfortable, sink to yourself. Let the heels melt towards the floor. Again, lift the tailbones up. Ease the chest towards the thighs, but pull your rib cage back into your body. Relax your head. Taking a deep breath here. As you exhale, you're going to gaze towards your hands and we're going to step our right foot forward between our hands. Now make sure that your ankle is directly stacked underneath the knee. Lower the back knee, rest the top of the foot onto the mat, and when you're ready I want you to raise the chest up. Taking your hands onto your hips, roll the shoulders back and down, pull your rib cage into your body and feel like the head is lifting towards the ceiling. Consciously focus on dropping that right hip downwards and pulling it slightly back, making sure that our hips are in alignment. Beautiful. When you're ready, inhale, we're going to raise the arms up. Lift your chin up slightly or lift your gaze up. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. And as you exhale, you're going to bend your elbows. Pull your elbows in towards each other and you'll feel a slight opening into the chest. A little bit of tension between your shoulder blades. When you're ready, we're going to inhale, raise the arms up, and exhale, bend into the elbows, open up into the chest, squeezing the shoulders towards each other. Lovely. When you're ready, we're going to reach up, breathing in. This is our last one. Pull the shoulders away from the ears and exhale. Good. Now take your right hand into your sacrum, your lower back. Take your left hand. Place the outside of that hand, the back of your hand to the outside of your right thigh. Open up into the chest. Visualize yourself drawing that right shoulder back as you're drawing your left shoulder forward. And should you have a neck injury, rather gaze over your left shoulder, being your front shoulder. Alternatively, roll your chin over your chest and let's look over our back shoulder. Allow yourself to drop into the pelvis and you'll feel a beautiful opening around the left hip flexor. Hold it here. Feel yourself grounding into your right foot and lengthening into the crown of the head. When you're ready, taking a deep breath, come back to your center, reaching up. Exhale, lower the hands down to your mat. Tuck your left toes under. Lift your left knee off the ground. Step your right foot back, coming back to your down dog. Easing your chest towards your thighs. Again, rolling your shoulders away from your ears. Relaxing your head, ears between the arms. Making sure that your fingertips are pushing down into the earth. Lifting up and out of the wrist. Lovely. When you're ready, inhale, gaze towards your thumbs. And you're going to step your left foot forward to a lunge, making sure that your left ankle is stacked underneath your knee. Now, those of you who would like to focus on a more strenuous lunge, keep your back knee off the ground. Alternatively, you can lower your back knee onto the floor. Raise the chin, raise the chest up. Take your hands into your hips. Now this is important. Try not to lean forward, but align those armpits over the hips. And you can see I'm bending into my back knee to take the strain off my quad. However, those of you who are very flexible, you can keep that leg straight. You can push back into the heel, sink into the pelvis. So make sure that you're not harming the body. Roll the shoulders back and down. Focus on your breath. Pull your rib cage into your body. Extend into the head. And when you're ready, we're going to reach up, breathing in. Breathe out. Bend into the elbows. Remind yourself to pull your elbows in, shoulders squeeze together. Breathe in to reach up. And breathe out. Breathe in to reach up. breathe out. From here, we're going to lower our left hand into our sacrum. The right hand, remember that back of the palm rests on the outside of the thigh, and you're going to twist, revolving that left shoulder back. Right shoulder moves forward. Open up to into the chest. Make sure that you're pulling your rib cage back into your body. Breathe. Lovely. When you're ready, inhale, come to the center. Exhale, lower your hands. Inhale, let's step back to a down dog. Hold it there, focusing on your breath. Good. When you're ready, release your knees down to the ground. And you're going to walk your knees nice and wide, probably as wide as your mat. Pull your buttocks back down onto your heels and extend forward with your arms, taking you into an extended child pose. Remind yourself, if you're feeling too tight in the lower back or the groins, then we stack the hands, resting the forehead onto the hands. We can even flatten our hands and rest the forehead onto the hands, or the floor, the forehead can move onto the floor. Ease yourself up to all fours. Walk your knees forward, swing your legs out to the side and lower onto your buttocks. You're going to extend your legs out in front of you, opening up into the chest, lining the armpits over the hips as you extend into the heels, always making sure that your feet are hip distance apart. So to check that, you can make fists and place your fists between your feet. Allow yourself to push into the heels, and the backs of the knees will naturally push downwards. Make sure that your armpits are over your hips, and again, roll the shoulders back and down to open up into the chest. Extend into the crown of the head, and when you're ready, you're going to inhale to lengthen and exhale. Inhale, let's take the arms up towards the ceiling, and exhale to fold forward, keeping the length in the spine, rolling the shoulders away from the ears. Now if you're battling to reach your feet, you can simply take your hands down to your shins and focus on lengthening the spine. If you have a belt or a yoga strap, you can place the belt or the strap around the ball of the feet and not into the inner arch, and focus again on lengthening into the spine. A nice slow deep in-breath here, and a complete exhalation. Each time you exhale, you want to bend into your elbows and think about pulling your tummy towards your thighs rather than pulling your forehead towards your shins. Think about opening up into your frontal spine. Remind yourself to relax into your arms. When you're ready, you're going to inhale and we're going to sit up nice and tall, and exhale to release. Bend into your right knee now. Bring that heel closer inwards towards your buttocks. Take your hands and wrap the fingers around the shins and extend upwards into the crown of your head. You're going to take your right hand behind you. Walk your thumb closer in towards your buttocks as you push down into the earth with your fingers, and you're going to rotate your right shoulder back, pulling it back and down. Let's reach up with the left hand to open up and exhale. We'll start off easy. Take your fingers and curl them around the outside of your right thigh as you're bringing your left shoulder forward and relax into the shoulders. Again, neck injuries. Relax your head, keep it centered. You can see my chin lines up with the center of my chest. Otherwise, look over your left shoulder. Otherwise, over the right. For a more advanced position, you can tuck your inner elbow around your knee, hand up against your outer thigh, and twist a little deeper. If you want more of a twist, we can hook that left elbow to the outside of your right thigh and twist deeper. you choose. To focus on strengthening into the core and using your core muscle, extend into that back arm, engage the core and extend upwards. So we're going to bend into the left knee with the foot well grounded. Again, wrap your fingers around your shin as you extend upwards into the crown of the head. Take your left hand to behind you and push down into the earth with your left fingers as you gently start to revolve the left shoulder back. Take your right fingers, remind yourself you can curl the fingers around the outside of the knee as you draw your right shoulder forward. One more, tuck your knee into your inner elbow. One more, hook your elbow to the outside of your thigh, lengthen and twist. More advanced. And whenever you feel ready, you're going to release. When you're ready, extend into your legs and just give your legs a slight shake, releasing any tension that we may have created. Bend into your knees and scoop your buttocks forward. Lengthen into your spine, sitting nice and tall. And slowly allow yourself to roll down one vertebra at a time. Lowering your back to the ground, releasing the back of the head, and resting your arms alongside your body with the palms facing upwards. Draw your chin in towards your chest to lengthen into the neck. Let your shoulders melt to the floor. And whenever you're ready, depending on your back, should your back feel a little bit achy, keep the knees bent, walk the heels closer towards the buttocks, should feel comfortable. Turn your big toes slightly inwards, heels slightly out, and then naturally let your knees flop up against each other. Those of you who feel fine, no back issues, stretch into the legs. Let the feet naturally flop outwards and then gently wriggle the back body around, getting rid of trapped skin. Everyone to make sure that the neck is long, extending into the crown of the head while pulling the chin towards the chest, and then slowly releasing the body, relaxing, surrendering. When you're ready, allow yourself to gently close your eyes, feeling your eyelids rest lightly upon your eyeballs. Feel the eyeballs falling back into the eye sockets. And consciously release all the tension, all the stress. Let it go. Your lips are lightly touching. Your teeth are slightly parted. Your jaws are relaxed. And your breath is just flowing. With each in-breath, you feel your navel rise. And with the out-breath, you feel your navel fall. Just allowing yourself to create a steady rhythm with your breath. In your own time, slowly focus on your breath, becoming aware of where you're lying, and then gently wriggling your toes, taking your thumbs and lightly caressing the tips of each finger, allowing yourself to stretch your arms overhead. Bring your feet in towards each other, pointed toes extending to your fingertips. And relax. Draw your knees up towards your chest. Hug your shins and roll slightly towards your right. Allow yourself to open up your eyes, blink a couple of times, adjusting the eyesight to the light. And when you're ready, coming up, back into the free seat. Sitting with your legs crossed in front of you, ideally to line up the heels or the ankles, one leg in front of the other. If that's too much for you, sit in the easy seat, just crossing the legs. Adjusting the sit bones, so moving the fleshy part of the buttocks out of the way and rolling your shoulders away from your ears. In your own time, lengthen into the spine, taking a deep breath as you bring your arms up over your head, hands come together, and on the out breath, drawing your hands into your heart. Tuck your chin into your chest. As you begin to acknowledge the God within you, choosing to say a short prayer, a positive affirmation, or setting a goal for yourself. And I hope that was a pleasant experience for you all. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste.